a long time. You're finally here. I guess what's your mindset right
now? Go out and dominate. Just continue a good week of practice and, be prepared for Saturday. I mean, I'm just ready to play. It's been a long time coming. So.
What have you seen from Coastal, I guess, and whatever preparation you guys have been able to do for them?
They try to run a lot of option and spread out teams and, gut them up the middle from getting people to overflow too much. So I think that the biggest thing that we focused on was, everybody doing their job and, being assignment sound with everything that they're supposed to do.
How does the preparation change from the fall camp mode to the game plan mode?
During camp we really just focus on, the Gamecocks. But now that we're in game mode, we focus more on Coastal and the things that they do because we've already, installed everything for our team. It's just to focus on our opponents now.
TJ, what have you seen out of J.C. Horn throughout preseason?
He's a baller. He's definitely a baller. I'm looking forward to seeing him play. But, he listens to the coaches. He's very coachable. And, he makes plays, and I don't think he can ask for much more.
You were a guy that played a lot as a freshman. Does it surprise you that a freshman can come in that ready and be able to produce?
No, not at all. I think that they find guys who can definitely do it. And, I mean, he was one of those guys that the coaches have a lot of trust in, and they see a lot in him. So I'm sure that he's going to be able to, hold up his end with him playing.
TJ, what's going to be improved about this defense this year?
We have a lot more experience. A lot of guys have been in the system a lot longer. But I think the biggest thing is experience and, the off-season workouts and everything have gotten a lot of those guys who've played the years before bigger, faster, and stronger. So
how much Coach Muschamp loves his defense and how tough he can be on you guys. Is he just as tough now, or can you get a sense that he likes the direction that you guys are going?
He likes the direction we're going, but he hasn't changed his coaching style at all. He's still the same Coach Muschamp that he was when I first got here. So, I'm sure he's surprised. I mean, he's happy with the success that we've had, but nothing's changed. Like, we have the same mentality every day. So.
You guys tackle in a lot of information, just, keys and things to react from, but Will says he wants you guys to react more instead of think. How do you accomplish that?
Just knowing your assignment, knowing what you have to do. So then, while you're playing, you don't have to think. You already know what you have to do. So once you see your keys or whatever, you can go ahead and play fast, react.
Is there anything different about starting at home because this program hasn't done it for a while?
No, same preparation. I mean, I guess the only thing that matters with playing at home is that we defend our home. Like, this is our home turf. This is our home field. And, we don't like to lose at home. But our preparation is still the same. How we practice is still the same. There's not much different that goes into game day when we play at home versus when we play somewhere else.
now? We talked about keys. I know Sky gave you the keys to this defense last year at the end of the Outback Bowl. Now you got the keys in this game week. I guess how are you approaching this first game to lead this linebacking core and this defense?
It's another game day. I feel like I have a big voice this year with just making sure everyone's settled in and just ready to play their game, play ball. That's what it comes down to, just following your assignments and just making plays.
Personally, for you being a Columbia guy, it's a little more exciting for you opening the season here at home.
Oh yeah, I know Columbia is gonna come out this weekend. I know it's gonna be a big game, like it's first home game for however long it's been. I mean, it's going to be really big, so I'm excited to see all the familiar faces and the new faces this season.
How different is the experience coming to a season for you? Last year you're, about to be a new starter, and this year you're kind of seen as more of a veteran and a leader.
I feel a lot more just confident in I know what to expect. I mean, with game day and everything, so I'm excited. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to play and, just make some plays.
What kind of progress have you seen out of the defensive line during camp? How much have they improved?
Those guys, they've understood their job and what they're supposed to do to help us out and to help them make plays themselves. But I think that the biggest progress I've seen is just the consistency day in and day out of those guys. And they work really hard, so I'm excited to see them come out on Saturday and just for the rest of the season, just do what they've been practicing.
How does that change your role when the defensive line's getting pressure to the quarterback? How does that change what you're able to do?
It makes everyone's job a lot easier. When the quarterback doesn't have as much time to, get comfortable in the pocket, it makes everything easier between, you know, run fits or coverage. I mean, those guys are key. They're definitely a mesh point for our defense. So they have a big role in our defense. So.
TJ, with game week, how does Kristen, the nutritionist, how does she prepare you guys, you know, for game week as far as meals and prep and stuff like that?
Kristen does an amazing job. I mean, she's done an amazing job since she's been here. But, I mean, game week, it doesn't change because she's always, you know, tip-top, ready to go day in and day out with nutrition, how we're eating, drinking, hydrating, all of that stuff. She's really good with what she does. So I think that she takes her job very seriously. She's very one-on-one with all of our guys and everything, but she does a great job.
Does she know what you like what's the exciting part when you get the meal plan from her?
It's very one-on-one with her. Like, if she knows that you don't like something, she'll definitely find something else that you'll like and figure out what you don't like and how to make it to where you'll eat it or something like that. But I mean, she does what she's supposed to do. So I mean, I can't really complain.
When you get to this point, is there a little bit of almost camp fatigue? You're hitting the same guys for, you know, nearly a month now, and you just kind of are almost ready for that change-up?
Yeah. You know, we have a cylinder rule. We can't even hit Jake, so I know a lot of guys don't really like that, but, you know, we have to take care of our own teammates and stuff. But it definitely, you definitely get to a point to where you're tired of going up against Zach Bailey and Sadarius Hutchinson and those guys, and you're just ready to hit someone else. So I think a lot of guys would be excited for that on Saturday.
You mentioned the fact that Coastal does a lot of option stuff and spreads you out. Just how do you prepare for that with scout team, and who's the scout team quarterback that's able to run kind of that option?
DeCarrion Joyner and Jay Urick have both been the scout team quarterbacks, but they've done a really good job with, you know, just trying to mimic what they do. And, you know, they do it to the best of their abilities and just give us the look so we can understand what the other team would do. So when Saturday comes, it's not like we haven't seen it before, just different people doing it.
I know you probably can't hit those guys in practice, but how does their speed kind of translates to what option quarterbacks can do?
It's almost the same. You know, it's not going to be the exact same because they don't naturally run that, but they do a really good job with giving us the look. So, I mean, I think that what we need to see and what we need to look for in those guys, they definitely give us good looks for that. So.
You mentioned Zach and Sadarius. How has the offensive line looked? And do you think it's better than it was last year?
I'm not sure about better than last year or anything, but I definitely see an improvement in those two guys, especially. They've become, you know, big voices on the offensive line, and if they feel like something's not going right, then they'll definitely speak up and let someone know. So those guys they've worked their butts off this past off season and during camp and everything, and I'm really excited to see those guys come out and definitely put on a show Saturday.
Well, how's the secondary been coming along? I know that's been one of the questions asked all off season, but how have those guys been able to click these last couple weeks?
They've been meshing well, like just understanding what they have to do and holding up there and on the backside. But those guys have also been working really hard in the film room with Coach T, Rob, and Muschamp. But those guys are they've developed a lot since the spring. They've come a long way.
Do you feel extra pressure sometimes knowing that, you know, you might have some guys, especially that first week until they go out there and prove themselves in the game?
I think in the beginning of a season, there's always a few questions with how things will play out, especially with the first game coming up and stuff. But I think those guys will definitely figure out what they need to do and how they need to do it before the first game. So they've definitely been coming together this week and understanding what they have to do, getting extra film in and things like that. So
you may have been asked this question, but when you go into a situation, whether the field's, you know, wet or you're gonna have a rainy situation or, you know, everything going on with the sod, how do you prepare for that? Do you guys talk about different cleats with being able to have, you know, longer cleats?
I think Larry prepares us with our gear and our cleats and just understanding the conditions that we're playing, but there isn't much of a change besides, you know, just keep your feet under you and understand the conditions that you're playing, and you can't be too wild if the ground's wet and there's too much water out there. So, you know.
TJ, where has this defense made the most amount of improvement, you think, in the last month?
Position group? Mm-hmm. I think the D-line has definitely grown a lot. They've just understood everything that they've had to do, and they've been executing well and getting pressure on the quarterback a lot. You know, when we go into our 3-down fronts, when we bring the Bucks on the field and stuff, those guys have definitely created a lot of pressure. So I'm very excited to see those guys get out on the field and actually hit the quarterback.
Anyone specific on that line?
I can't really say. Like all of them have been performing. You know, we got Big Kinlaw in the middle, and Kier, DJ Wanham, Bryson, Allen Williams. Like all of those guys, they've understood their jobs and they perform extremely well. So.
Has it been difficult to keep Javon from hitting the quarterback now?
Not as much. I guess he's kind of understood, you know. I mean, he didn't hit him before, but he just, you know, understood, like, we gotta save the quarterback, and you could get after all the other quarterbacks as much as you want.
What's the biggest difference between a week in fall camp and then the game week?
There isn't much of a difference right now, but I think just after fall camp ends, we just start to focus on the actual opponent now. And so all of our energy is focused towards how they play and what they align in and all of those things.
So you get about a week of opponent prep, maybe?
Yeah, just about.
Why is it just a week?
I'm not really sure. I mean, we still, like at the end of camp, we were still finishing up on our stuff, and then, you know, we slowly started to introduce Coastal, and now this week has been Coastal heavy. So I think the coaches just want to make sure that we were comfortable with what we had to do, and then once we started to focus on Coastal, then that's what we had to focus on.
Sounds good.